Welcome back to the Open Mic Broadcast Network. It is time for Yeah, I Said It. I got Brother Ben, Brother Jack on the line with me. How you brothers doing today?
Can't complain. Blessed and highly favored.
I didn't hear you, brother.
After 3 blowouts, I'm hurting.
Yeah. Well, before we get started, many may not be aware, but we are connected not only through the way of Prairie View A&M University, but by our beloved Phi Beta Sigma fraternity. And I want to say happy birthday to you two brothers. They're Lime brothers. They had a birthday on the 31st of October. And I'm forgetting, how many years is that for you guys? 30 years?
We're looking at 32. 32 years. Fall '91 was our Sigma anniversary. Yes, sir.
Wow. Fall '91, and let me get this out in the atmosphere too. These two brothers were also in my wedding in that same year, '91. So we still
had us opening the doors.
They were ushers. You wouldn't just open the door, but no, it was. So it's a kinship. It's a good spirit of love for our school, love for our conference, and love for what we do. And let me say this: we thank you guys who chime in and respond to our episodes. We truly appreciate it. These are unscripted. It's just brothers bouncing off their chest, off their heart, how they feel, and that's why we called it Yeah, I Said It. And with that being said, well, we might as well jump into it, guys. Let's get a review of whatever that was last week.
Well, before we get into that, the message of the day is warning. The following program is a collaborative of brothers talking about black college sports. It is meant to be entertaining and enlightening. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the belief of Prairie View A&M, the alumni of Prairie View A&M, or any SWAC affiliates. There may be some swearing or negative connotations because that's how humans in the real world communicate sometimes. If you are a young person, please seek permission before continuing to further listening to the broadcast. Please don't be offended by the comment stated in the Yeah, I Said It segment. Okay, we can move forward.
We can move forward. I told you got to get rid of that swearing. Ain't nobody swearing.
Well, but just in case,
just in case one slip.
No, well,
okay.
These blowout calls. A blowout. I think there's going to be some swearing pretty soon.
Well, you opened up the door, brother, so we might as well walk on through it, man. Give us the assessments from last week.
Let me tell you this. I called my line brother. And I have some bones to pick with you, Mr. Prince. But before we get to those, I said, I guess people do listen to us. Because I could have sworn I saw an end around and I said, wow, man, the number one fan called for it, misdirection, Then I said, the defense, it did switch. And then at the end of the game, I said, well, damn. Dorian. It is switch. They was going over the top like it was nothing. I said, I told them to cover. But it is what it is. All of my friends have made it back from the sun, safe and sound, and may we have a better weekend.
What's the bone you had to pick with me, man?
Well, one of the things I noticed, I keep hearing this pettiness, and I just wanted to get your opinion because out of the three of us, you play college sports, I only played up to high school. When you hear people that always want to say that you're watching it on television, you didn't play sport, as if to say that you don't know anything. How does that feel when you play college sports and you see the same stupidity that the common sports person sees, and there's nothing that's being corrected?
Well, it's almost like comparing apples to oranges. I think the thing that gets people when they hear comments like that, and you'll hear me ask you from time to time, you say you see something that should be developed one way or the other. And my question is, if you see it, don't you think the people who are paid in these positions should be able to see it. Jack, you over there getting a custard or something, man?
What's that again?
You got a lot of moving and grab.
Background noise. Okay, must be the television in the bedroom.
Okay.
Okay. Now, come on now. This is
it's a family show, man. We need I don't need to be in your bedroom. Get out the bedroom, Jack. Get out of the bedroom, please.
Yeah. Ain't no R. Kelly stuff going on over here.
No, not R. Kelly. What's the guy? What's the boy name? What they call that boy? Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Not the basketball player.
There's a meeting in my bedroom.
Okay, all right.
Who's that boy?
Back to sports, man.
He said back to sports.
As we regress back to sports. See, y'all would have me that I'm the one that characters, but they characters also.
Well, Cisco, that's that boy name. Cisco, that was his name. Yeah, don't be going to give me that Cisco.
Man. Come on, man.
Yeah,
but anyway,
Drew
as I was saying,
okay.
Yeah, Drew Hill and Cisco. There you go. No, when people make comments like that, and they're talking about, hey, they ought to do X, Y, Z, 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 and as a fan, you have every right to voice your opinion. You have every right to share your emotion because that's what fans do. But just because you paid your admission to get into the stadium, don't mean you can say anything at any time because you're a paying fan supporter or however you want to be identified. That kind of irritates people. Or you'll get people who will make their comments and never, ever support one way or the other. Even if they don't go to the games, they don't sponsor somebody to go to the games. So there are various factors when it comes to that. So the fact that you played on whatever level, and if you do understand, you have to always try to look at it from a total analysis point of view. Look at it from that fan point of view, look at it from the coach's point of view, look at it from a player's point of view, and look at it from an administrator's point of view, and that way you can get a better assessment of what is and what's not going on. If that makes any sense to you.
I still saw over the top. That's my response.
Okay. Jack, what's your assessments of last week's performance, sir?
Like I said, we had our chances. Like I mentioned to you on earlier calls, we did have our chances. If correct me if I'm wrong, 30 seconds before halftime, it was 14-7.
Correct.
Right.
It was 30 seconds before halftime, so we had an opportunity to either score a touchdown or kick a field goal and go into halftime 14-10.
Uh-huh.
And if I recall, what happens is we throw an interception, and they go down and score a touchdown.
Right.
Momentum totally lost. So, like I said, we did have our chances, but after that interception and touchdown before halftime, it was strictly downhill from there.
Okay. 453 yards of total offense would be a contributing factor to that. The fact that it appears, and I don't want to be accused of saying anything, it just seemed like they didn't come to play. With a game of that significance, it goes back. I can remember Ben was fuming at the preseason picks about Prairie being number 5. Do you feel now, being at this point of the season, that you were being disrespected, or maybe you were overestimating or overvaluing what Prairie was bringing back to the table?
I'm not for sure if this is a setup question, so I'll just answer by saying this. They're not number 5 now, and I'll just leave it at that.
Okay, why do you feel that's a setup question? Why are you so on the defensive?
Because I know you. Oh,
what you mean? You know
it
me.
Ain't like you just, hey, you think they're number 5? It's a setup question to everything you do.
Okay, hold on. Let's hit the pause. Jack, I'll ask you the same question. Because you appear to be in the same agreement factor that maybe 5 was a little too low. Do you feel like, from the assessment of what the coaches had picked amongst themselves, that we as fans overestimated and overvalued what Prairie actually bringing to the table this season?
Yeah, like we're optimistic, like always. I almost compare us to, like, Cowboy fans. We every year we think we're going to the Super Bowl, and then are disappointed in the first round of the playoffs or in the regular season. So I think we're just optimistic for our beloved Panthers.
Okay, but you didn't answer the question. Neither one of you answered the question. Okay, let me try this again real slow. Let me try this real slow. I know y'all line brothers, so y'all might be on the same wave pattern right now. Do you guys believe that the coaches were right in assessing Prairie to finish 5?
Ben, I'll let you comment on that.
I think the comment was already made. You asked the question, and did you hear anything? But to be the number one fan, I would say.
I don't think you can hold that title. If you finish your statement,
I can hold it. But anyway.
Okay. Where were you Saturday?
Hey, don't worry about it.
Where were you?
We will come back to that. Yeah. One game away. We come back to that. But the point is, I still believe in my heart that we have achieved and that we could have played better, and our record could be better. So if that is that, putting them at 5, I think 5 was a good, realistic preseason ranking. But I would also throw out there, due to 4 or 5 different things that have changed per game throughout the season. And again, using my disclaimer, this is speaking. I think it has put us in a hole. I'll put it that way.
Okay. I did a survey this week. And I was asking PV Nation, with the 3 games that remain, we need to win these 3 games to end up 6-5. And the question was, do you believe that Prairie View will finish with a winning season? And 87% said no.
87. Wow.
Response, fellas?
Well, I would just say, again, I agree with something that Coach Dion says about being motivated. I don't think that people need to rah-rah you to motivate you, but I think that if the coaching staff or the players are not motivated these next 3 games, then shame on them. A double shame on them, and I'll just say for the founders, triple shame on them. But some things are going to have to change. I don't want to get on here and say, hey, this person needs to change, that person needs to change. But I do think a couple weeks ago I stated, and some people might have got upset, Coach Bubba, you cannot give one person all the power when you have 11 people on the field. If you will pull the running back if he's fumbling, the defensive back if he's making penalties, then eventually you're going to have to address some other areas. And if the change is needed, then you have to make that change. You can't just keep on using one person and you don't make any adjustments with that individual. But you scrutinize, and maybe he's not the one that scrutinized, but other people are scrutinized, the other players. I just think that's unfair.
Okay. Jack?
Okay. I'm not pointing any fingers or anything. I just
This is difficult for you to express,
yeah,
Jack?
It is.
Why is it so difficult, man?
Well, you know, he's still on that 50. He's still on that seesaw. That's 50-50.
Oh, that's right. He's the brother that's cut in half, right? So,
yeah.
Well, here, okay. Right now, here's the thing.
Right now, he's the one that the seesaw is up in the air, and he's in the sandbox
and kicking his feet. He's just kicking his feet.
He's hoping that homecoming is gonna come and it's gonna flip upside down. But I will say this on behalf of my frat brother. Homecoming is coming up this week, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Let us break bread together and lose homecoming. It's gonna be some fools broken, some dominoes thrown against the wall. It's gonna be some movement going on. On the playing field, in the locker room, upstairs, in the offices, in the penthouse, in the chicken coop, what you want to call it. But let us lose this weekend. Then there's going to be some movement going on. I take that.
Well, in all fairness, I really believe that we will take care of the Golden Lions. I really do believe that, and we'll get to our picks later on. But my concerns are the Golden Lions to a degree, but we finished with Southern and Alabama State. And remind you, we need those 2 wins just to finish 6-5. They quit quiet again on me.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I mean, it's a tall order. It's a tall order, and that tall order, begins with homecoming. And from the looks of it, on a 3-game tailspin, are we able to, right the ship, starting with Pine Bluff this weekend at homecoming?
You about to say something, Ben?
No, I'm gonna give Jack his due and let him, do most of the talking this week. I'm still a little sad, so.
You sad, huh?
Yeah.
It's gonna be all right, brother. It's gonna be all right. It's gonna be all right. Well, when we look at it, and I personally, I don't like trying to call players out because one thing that I firmly believe in, if you can hoist them up, they'll be like, hey, great job. But if you start pointing out where they're struggling, then you're a bully. But we had some accusations come up this past season that we really all were excited about. And it doesn't seem to be that it was what we thought it was. Instead of gold dust, it looks like fairy dust. And didn't plan out the way. What do you think is going on the reasons for the struggle and the lack of execution?
Before I try to get into that, can you elaborate a little more, if you don't mind? I know you're trying to shoot and throw around some, but could you elaborate a little more?
No, I mean we got some transfers coming in that we were having great expectations on, and it appears that they've been on a milk carton somewhere because missing in action.
Okay. So are they missing because of lack of playing time, or are they missing because of grades, or a combination of both? Or
well, I'm asking you, when they do get on the field for a chance to execute whatever needs to be executed, it's not panning out. Is it not because of enough reps? Is it not because being in the groove of what's going on? Or did they not fit the system that we thought they would fit, or the way that we thought they would fit?
Well, I'll give you an example. I think Jack said earlier, and at this point, I done got in trouble, so I just might as well just keep on getting in trouble. I mean, what else can happen? by the time I clicked in, watching it, the game, it was 14-7, I think it was. I think we had got an interception or a turnover. And if I'm not mistaken, I saw a young man that people on campus, I won't be calling people's names, but people on campus said that this young guy would be a good player for us. He could bring stability to this particular position. If he could just do it against us previously, man, ain't no telling what's going to happen. And on 3 occasions, I saw that he was right up the middle, just boom, boom, boom. And then all of a sudden, like Jack said, I saw another person who, I don't want to blast nobody, but the person looked confused, bewildered. Maybe he thought it was Halloween that day early and saw ghosts and goblins. I don't know what it was. And they stopped going with the guy that they brought to the team and went with someone who was uncomfortable, who had been on the team. To me, that's a header. That's not a word. I'm trying not to use the word coach, but that is above the player's decision making. That is a sideline call. So what caused that to happen? I don't know. I'm just the person on the sideline looking and saying, don't throw it. Don't throw it. Please don't throw it. And he throw it, and it's an interception. And my head falls down saying, dang. Or I'm the one that's on the sideline who never played running back, but I'm like, oh, man, you running it up. Run up the gut. Run. Oh, we throwing it. So, be mad at me because I'm just a simple number one Prairie viewer. But I know my play calling could have been better than the play calling I was. So I just think that something going on. And if we lose homecoming, I'm going to go back to that again. There will be some movement. I don't know if I need to call A&M, the Regents, and say, hey, I'm petitioning some movement, but we need some movement.
My assessment of the previous couple of years, and you guys chime in on this too, I noticed that this year I haven't really seen a lot of tight end play. I think the past couple of years we had a decent tight end, and we had pretty much check down plays. I haven't really seen any check down plays, and I haven't really seen a tight end usage. So can you guys kind of chime in? Do you all see that same thing?
That was another position that the staff was real excited about adding through the portal. And as you mentioned, very limited use and resources. I think sometimes you'll get comfortable with knowing what your bread and butter is, what you know is going to be your go-to plays, and everybody has their go-lucky play, right? And not executing when you should. And then I guess if you continue to go down this rabbit hole, has the line performed the way you anticipated the line to perform? Because that was one of the strengths that they thought coming into the season, that the line play would be exceptional, which can create the lanes necessary for the running game to be effective and can give time for the quarterback to go through his progressions of what's going on. And it's just all not come out the way it was anticipated, which once again leads me back. Did we overvalue what we actually had coming into this season?
Well, we are not the coaching staff. And if we get paid to supposedly see a talent, coach a talent, and the talent does not produce to our expectations, then we, just like on most jobs, you have a job, there is an expectation. Not that you come to work on time, that's an expectation also, but there's an expectation that you turn your assignments in on time, you produce whatever your employment situation is, So if you're not producing, then again, there are times when you can blame the player. But if the coach tells you to do something and you do it and it doesn't work out, then you can't always blame the player. You have to blame the person who instructed the situation. And so, it is.
You just confused me with that statement.
I think we have some coaching issues, sir. I think also.
No, but you just said. Okay, I'm not talking about that. When you said if you instruct a person to do it and they don't do it, then that's a coaching problem.
I was referencing if I tell Jack to go 10 yards, he turns 10 yards, and I throw him the ball, but you, the defensive back, you knock it down. I can't blame Jack on that. Just the defensive player just made a good play. Or maybe the defensive player, as I tried to tell you before, you didn't like hearing it weeks ago, if I can see it, and you say they can see it, if I can see it, then other coaches see what my routines are, my habits are also. You have to change your habits up. You can't always go to the left, to the left, to the right, to the right. This is not a dance. You have to come up with some, some different things. And so right now, I feel like we're doing some line dancing where we just do the same thing, left to the left, right to the right. Dip, turn around. Left to the left, right to the right. Dip, turn around.
Okay. If you're doing the electric slide and everybody's doing it in unison, regardless if it's to the left, to the left, to the right, dip. Hey, dip, David, dip. Oh, I'm sorry, I lost myself. But when if you still know what's going on, I still have to execute it. And I've always said my point was not that I think you're crazy or anything like that. You could know what I'm doing. I still have to execute it. You can guess at what I'm doing. I still have to execute it. So once again, and I'm hearing the answer, but it's almost like you don't want to admit the answer. We've underachieved. Okay? We've underachieved, or we're right on course. It's either or. Because of the fact that the reality is, and I can remember way back in July when we had that session, and I said, with the way things are looking, I said, we can range anywhere from 5 to 6 to 8 and 3. And that's when old Ben said I was not a faithful fan, calling me all. What?
I said I knew the setup was coming. Come on.
The setup? It's not a setup, Ben. It's a reality. Okay, but no. But what you were saying was that I wasn't being supportive, and a lot of people think I'm not supportive for whatever reason. That's to each their own. But what I'm saying is when we look at it for where we are and what it is, this is about where we should be according to the projections that were made by the coaches who notice the habits, who are the quote-unquote experts. And that's why you root for them to win every week. But the reality is we are a mediocre program right now.
I will never say
that. I agree with you on that. We have
the number one list.
We have underachieved. Mm-hmm.
I remember when we didn't win no games, and I'm telling you, listeners, I was like, we're gonna win this week, and it would be like school days, and the score was just being ran up. But I still believe, so I will never, ever say that my Panthers are what Mr. Prince said.
Okay, in all fairness.
Even if I agree with you, I'll never see it.
So those 80 games that we lost, you had the optimism every time.
We all had the optimism until reality came in, and finally September 26, 1998, the curse was broken. defeating Langston. Okay, all that was good wishful thinking, but the reality was it was not a good program. We had to go through a lot of adjustments and changes. Where we are right now, including all the beautiful amenities and all the accolades that come with it, this program is not where it needs to be, okay, for whatever reason, okay? And the reality is, it is about where the experts back in July said it would be. Whether you admit that or not, that's a reality.
I don't admit it. Can we move on? Thank you.
Yeah, okay. That's your line, Brother Jack.
Well, answer that question for me on the tight end position. Did the big tight end that we had the last couple of years, did he graduate or something? Or
yeah, they move on, but there was like a portal. Thank God for the portal, and there was replacement and a lot of excitement coming in. We've had some guys that transferred from some Division One FBS programs, and it's just not gelled together for whatever the reason may be. Now, like I said, it's not sitting up here pointing the thing, say that person's trash, that person's trash. It's just not come together. And for whatever reason, that's our reality right now. But
I think Jack graduated, the guy that transferred from Grambling, he only had 1 year eligibility. Now the guy he supposedly brought in, I'm not for sure, and we just had to get clarity on what was his situation. But the one that had he was a transfer grad student, so he wasn't going to play for us anymore. Yeah.
Right.
But I have a question for you, sir.
Okay.
I have a question for you.
Shoot away, sir.
I don't want to continue to just. I'm not going to let you just keep on, bringing my home down. So, are there any coaches in the SWAC, the East or the West, that are on the hot seat now compared to 2 weeks ago that you might know of?
Absolutely.
Okay, could you share?
Coach McKinney is on the hot seat from Texas Southern.
Oh, that's not
Okay, and even though they are in position to win the West, things are not copacetic at Baton Rouge for Coach Dooley.
So stop right there. Stop right there. So if Prairie happened to go 3-0, that meant that we would beat Southern, correct?
Right.
How do you think that's going to come across when that happens?
What do you mean how it's going to come across?
What do you think will happen when we do beat Southern? I think you heard me first.
What do I think is going to happen at Prairie or what's going to happen at Southern?
So we're talking about Southern. So do you think that's going to? How do you think that's going to affect whatever's going on?
Well, it won't go over easy. But here's the thing: we don't have the luxuries that the Power 5 programs have, right? We sign our coaches to 3-5-year deals, and if they're struggling midway, we don't typically have the resources to buy a guy out of his contract and get on down the road, okay? And then when we do come to the point of parting ways, it takes us to Juvember to find a replacement when most people and most larger programs, they know who they want, and they've already touched bases with them, and they make a decision within 2 or 3 weeks. It takes us 2 or 3 months to get a replacement, okay? And then most people are like, well, we waited 2 or 3 months, and this is what we have. So, I mean, you look comparing apples to oranges. So they would be totally upset in Baton Rouge. But this will be year 2, 3 of his 4 or 5 year deal. So what you gonna do? Buy him out? You're gonna be disgruntled. You're gonna kick dirt in the air, and you're gonna do what you do. But when there's a new season starts, you come with a new hope.
I just thought any other coaches, sir, that you might know of, or you would like to?
I don't know what makes you think I'm the coaching whisperer, but I don't know. Everybody else is fairly um, just getting into their position. When you go through the East, Willie Simmons will be in good shape. Eddie Robinson is having a good year. Connell Maynard, he's in the middle of his re-sign deal. You just had a new coach come in at Woody come in at Bethune-Cookman. New coach from Mississippi Valley. Can't call his name right now. And then you go to the West. You got Dooley. You got McKinney, who's in the final year of his contract. That's probably the hottest seat. Hugh Jackson, he's made some great strides with Grambling. Bubba is in the middle of his 4-year deal. Pine Bluff, Hampton, he's just been hired. So Fred McNair is in the thick of things. So who else would there be?
I don't know. You know, you're the expert. So I just thought you would know.
No, I'm not an expert. I'm just an astute fellow.
Okay.
Well, we rely on each other. How about that? So when you really look at it,
Is it Kendrick Wade? Is that his name?
Yeah, that's the guy from Valley. Wade. Yeah, he's the guy from Valley. Okay, so and he's in his first year. So when you look at it, the hottest seat, the seat that is literally in flames, it ain't even smoking, it's in flames, is Texas Southern.
So if I hear you correctly, for all of the so-called, I'm going to probably get somebody in trouble on this one, mediocre TV fans, then instead of complaining so much, we just need to get on board and support who we have rather. And you got one or two ways you can address this, Brother Ben, and we're gonna move on. Okay.
You could support what you got, or raise enough money to buy them out.
Well, no,
I say raise enough money. Raise enough money as a fan base. Don't rely on the school. If you are that disgruntled, just raise the money.
No, but I was thinking more of a positive, because again, I like the part. I was thinking of, we just need to get on board. And yes, I still think we need to raise money, but the money that we need to raise is to help him, attract more
right.
Yeah.
So right. But what I'm saying, people fuss and grind all the time. You got one or two ways to get something done, but it's going to all have the common denominator, and that's to spend and support your money to help the cause, one way or the other.
Right.
Okay. Now, with that being said, Jack, give us our matchups of the week, man, so we could see what we got going on here.
Okay, let's see what we got this week. So we're going into week 9. Correct me if I'm wrong.
That's it.
Yeah, week 9. Let's see what we got here. For starting off, we have Mississippi Valley State at Alcorn State.
That's on Thursday. By the time this is released, that game will be over with, and it's over with as we speak. Valley will lose.
Valley will lose. Hold on. I'm sorry about that. We're actually going into week 10.
So week 9, week 10. Valley will lose. They're playing Thursday.
Mississippi Valley State at Bethune-Cookman.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
The result will be the same. They will lose.
Lose. Okay. And it's starting off in our Saturday matchup, November 4th.
Oh, you got wait. Y'all got to get y'all pick.
Oh, go ahead, Ben.
You must be trying to move that furniture in the bedroom. You in a hurry or something.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Can't get no worse. I'm going with Valley.
Okay, good for you. Jack?
Yeah, I mean, two struggling teams. It's definitely going to be the Gutter Bowl. And I got to go with, I think Valley upsets Bethune-Cookman at home.
Okay, right, moving on, Saturday.
Okay, Saturday. All right, we have
you can't change that, Benny. You and your line, brother, want to double up on me today, but that's okay. Old 50-50 Jack, but that's okay. Go ahead.
So we have Florida A&M at Alabama A&M.
FAMU will go 10-1 in the regular season. They will beat Alabama A&M.
I concur.
Yeah, Florida A&M is on a hot streak and will continue that hot streak.
Have they played Alabama State yet?
FAMU, yes, no, yes.
Hold on, let me see.
I'm thinking they did. They played them at Alabama State, yeah. I thought.
They won 23-10 in week 1, 2, 3, 4. In week 4.
4? Okay.
4, yeah, 4 or 5. I think 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's
23-10. All right. So we have another nice matchup. We have Southern at Alcorn State.
I'm going with Alcorn.
I'm going Alcorn too.
Okay, so we're going. I'm in agreement. Alcorn. So we got a straight 3 pick for Alcorn. Okay. All right. Now we go to Texas Southern at Jackson State.
Jackson State.
Mm-hmm. You said at Jackson?
At Jackson State.
At Jackson.
I was cheering for him, my cousin. I'm gonna go with my cousin.
Okay. So you going with Texas Southern?
I'm going with my cousin.
In the hot seat? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going with Jackson State winning at home.
Okay.
Next, we have Grambling at Alabama State.
Alabama State.
I concur.
And I concur as well. Alabama State wins at home. And then last but not least, we have Arkansas Pine Bluff coming into Prairie A&M homecoming.
PV better win.
Ben?
Is Coach Bubba calling all of the coaches together, coming up with a game plan right now, or are they celebrating homecoming early?
I would hope that the plan has already been assembled, dissected, and ready to be executed, sir. Homecoming is not for the players. Homecoming is for alumni. Okay, so hopefully they're focused. I know normally they all go to a hotel room to get away from the festivities, and hopefully they'll be celebrating after a win on Saturday at 2 p.m.
You said the players go to a hotel during homecoming?
Yes.
So what were they doing when we were in school and I saw the players walking around campus? Or was that a secret?
That's why they was 0-88. Come on, man.
the funding wasn't there. The funding wasn't
set your
there.
Homecoming out. Set it out.
Somebody was sneaking out the back door, huh? Somebody was sneaking out the back door. I'm gonna go with PV. I look forward to sitting in my seat. I haven't sat there in a while.
Ben forgot we didn't have scholarships for I don't know how many years.
Oh no, I didn't forget. I bring that to people's attention all the time who want to brag that they beat Prairie View. If you confident about beating Prairie View when you had a dropout who dropped out of LSU to go to your school, or you had a dropout who dropped out of Alabama to come to your school to play, and you playing us who don't have a scholarship, more power to you. But one thing I will say, or we might all agree upon, I think the fact that time period, it brought the university closer, and our foundation is definitely a lot stronger than others because it's built on education. So when they're talking about Prairie produces productive people, I wasn't happy that we lost, sports and so forth, but I do think from a foundation standpoint, it made us a lot stronger for stability.
Well, I don't disagree with that, but we are in a Division I level of competition, and I do want to win. And the education, that's part of it. We play to win the games. But anyway, Jack, you got to make your official pick.
Yeah, my pick is definitely the mighty Panthers. It's homecoming. Do not overlook this opponent, even though they are 0-5 or 0-4 in conference. Do not overlook Arkansas Pine Bluff. Let's go, mighty Panthers.
Yeah, I've been putting up some points, Coach Bubble. Hey, Mr. Prince, who's the defensive coordinator again for us?
Alvin Fosselman.
Alvin, what you say?
Fosselman.
Mr. Fosselman, Coach Fosselman, could you please ask the school back another 3 yards for me, please? Thank you, sir.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Ben. Ben, give us your top 10, please.
Man, I'm just trying to. I'm trying to guarantee us a win, man. All right, this is Benjamin's top 10 for Week 10. I have North Carolina Central. I have Florida A&M, Tennessee State, Southern, Jackson State, Alcorn State, Hampton, Howard, Alabama State, Alabama A&M, and just for a sense of humor, Grambling State, South Carolina State, Morgan State, Texas Southern, Norfolk State,
how many Cookman,
North Carolina A&T, Delaware State, Mississippi Valley State, and then Prairie.
Was that a top 20?
That sounds like a top 40, but it's okay. You didn't list Tennessee State. They're 6-2.
Yeah, he did. Did you have a third?
Yeah, I had them in the third. Mm-hmm. You need to listen.
Okay.
Listen.
Well, you didn't give no numbers. You just rolling off a list like you.
Well, I mean, at this point, I told you I'm depressed, man. I mean, I couldn't put Prairie in the top 10. So I just
get it together, Grouch. Get it together.
I can't coach and suit up. I have no more eligibility. They won't hire me. So I'm trying to give them the play calls and what to do. They won't listen. I asked the coach to give me a call. I didn't get a call from her. What is the number? A 936 number. I never got a call last week. But again, I'm going to propose this. Coach, if you need some assistance, I got my sheet here. I got some calls, some plays.
Don't forget your whistle.
I'm ready to share it with you.
Well, maybe you need to do what Michigan has been doing. Why don't you go out ahead of the game and do some scouting and turn it in? How about that?
If he was what? It's funny that you say that. Maybe I need to say, hey, Wednesday is treat Coach Bubba to lunch. And I can share my information with him, however.
Okay.
I was about to say a jokey joke, but I don't want to get in trouble. So whatever you said,
Jack, yeah. Okay. Let's
give
go
us
with
your top 10, please.
Let's go with an actual top 10 and not a top 30. But actually, our top three is similar, just one little movement. I have at number 1, I have FAMU.
What?
At number 2.
Well, don't interrupt.
Exactly. No one interrupted his 20. But anyway, at number 1 we have FAMU. At number 2 we have North Carolina Central. At 3 we have Tennessee State. At 4 we have Alabama State. At 5 we have Jackson State. At 6 we have Alabama A&M. At 7 we have Southern. At 8 we have Howard. At 9 we have Grambling. And I'm gonna stick with our Prairie Panthers at 10. Thank you.
Man, what are you smoking?
I'm trying to, hey, and you know what? He buckled on the pressure by bringing Southern down so low because you talked to him so bad last week. Now he got a top one down. I'm like, where is Southern?
Okay, Jack, I got to ask this. How, and it is your top 10, but how does Prairie View quantify to be at number 10, in your opinion?
It was a tough one between them and South Carolina State. But, yeah.
You see that he's told for he got a brick from Holly Hall, so he was rubbing on it. That's what it was. He hoping the genie gonna come out. That's what it is.
Okay. Okay, Jack. Yeah, that's your top 10. You know, just like being at his top 30. Wow, that is very, very interesting. That is very interesting. And give me yours again, Jack. One more time, Jack.
From top to bottom?
No, go. Yeah, please. Just go real quick. Yeah, go. Yeah, 10 up. Yeah. 10 on up.
Okay. Yeah. 10 on up. Oh no.
Yeah, 10. Yeah. 10. No. Let's 10. Go 10 on up. 10 on up.
That's okay. 1-0, Jack.
10. Prairie View, our mighty and beloved Prairie View A&M Panthers at 10. At 9, we have Grambling. At 8, we have Howard. At 7, we have Southern. At 6, we have Alabama A&M. At 5, we have Jackson State. At 4, we have Alabama State. At 3, we have Tennessee State. At 2, we have North Carolina Central. And number 1, we have FAMU.
Good job, Jack. Good job.
I think so. The only problem y'all have with my top 10 is Prairie.
Hey man, like he said,
hey man, I don't have a problem with it. Just like how Ben, I want to ask Ben now, how do you quantify FAMU being number 2?
I've pretty consistent by saying North Carolina Central was number 1. And I have no reason to change and put FAMU at number 1. So all year long, I think North Carolina Central has been probably the best black college football team this year.
So,
you do understand that hold on, whoa, time out. You do understand that FAMU is ranked in the top FCS of the country, right?
And I also understand, but I have my my string on my finger that says, be correct, that it's not North Carolina Central's fault that popularity sets in. I think they should be higher. I don't even know if they're on the poll. I think they should be on the poll.
Popularity?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Can I ask you another, Dr. Prince?
Sure.
Over the last 2 or 3 years, what school, other than what schools have been consistent on that poll that you're referring to?
On the last 2 years?
Not 2, 3, 1.
No, you said the last 2 years.
Okay, well, I said last 2 or 3. Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay, 2 or 3. Hey, that's irrelevant. Okay, if you want to talk.
Answer.
No, we're this is a right now current moving target poll. You know, and like I said, I just asked how you.
Well, I'm just saying, I'll answer for you since you don't want to answer. For the most part, from a black college standpoint, there are only 2 schools for the last couple of years, and they've been Jackson State and FAMU. Now, just because Jackson State or FAMU have been old, does that mean that other black colleges were not just as productive or had better records? Yes, but for whatever reason, I believe it's popularity that some of those schools were not getting the same attention. So that's the point I just made. So I would say North Carolina would be number 1, and they should be higher on the poll than FAMU. Thank you, sir.
Okay. That's your rationale. And I just have to, say,
live with it.
Hey, Sarah.
There you go.
Okay. With that, sir, give us your final thoughts, and I do mean final thoughts for this week.
Well, it's hard to say final, but I have some sad news for you. Right now we just got a lot going on in football. So my final thought is my prayers go out to, and my support also, go out to the University of Northwestern. I know it's not a SWAC school, but for them to carry their season due to situations that were without the control of the football team, I just thought that was kind of sad. So whenever I hear some bad news, I always want to just kind of spotlight it and try to lift up that situation. So I'm just encouraging those players. If you could have transferred this week, you could have came to PV. But I'm just encouraging that situation, and I just pray that the situation gets better for them. The last thing I wanted to say was, Dr. Prince, there sure were a lot of purple and gold in the Sun City, the Sunny State. Did you know that?
No, sir. I wasn't looking in the stands. I was looking on the field.
Okay. I just wanted you to know that Prairie they do travel. So I just wanted to throw that out there because I think that came up a couple of times.
A lot of people can travel, but they don't show up at home. So that don't really mean nothing.
Yeah, but I'm just saying we do travel. I just want you to know it. And
okay, hold on. No, wait. If you can travel, why don't you travel up to the hill?
And that brings me up to my third point. As if I was in a Baptist church, I'm inviting all the alumni that will be coming to Prairie's homecoming. If you have not purchased a ticket, tickets are still available. You can call 1-800, whatever the number is, but call the ticket and your ticket to go to the stadium. Support the Panthers. All joking aside, we can talk about all we want to talk about, but can't bring your butt and put it in the seat. It's just talk. We talked about that also. So for all of the individuals who are coming, I would ask you to come and support the Panthers, and let's push them to a victory, because we do need, if we want to continue to be in the race for the West side of the conference championship. Okay, I'm sorry. That's it.
No problem. Thank you, sir. Jack?
Yeah, on my final comments, I'd just like to say, hey, let's one game at a time. One game at a time. Let's not look too far ahead, and let's not look back at all. So one game at a time, and that one game is this weekend, homecoming. Let's fill the stadium up at the game. I mean, I know there's gonna be fish fries and barbecue and everything everywhere, but during the game, can we just pack that stadium? From every seat, from wall to wall, fill it up, and then you can go about the RVs and all the other facilities. But let's fill that stadium up.
Okay, well, I appreciate you, brother, so much. My final thoughts for this weekend will be: we have 3 games remaining. We are in control of our own destiny. At this point, it's about the Panther pride. Ben mentioned earlier that Prairie produces productive people. And the key to being a productive person is the ability to keep fighting and moving forward in spite of opposition. We opened up stating that we've been knowing each other for over 30 years, and Prairie connected us together and deepened us through the love of our Phi Beta Sigma fraternity. But the ultimate goal is we do all we can while we can. Sometimes we'll say what needs to be said that others don't want to talk about, but that's part of democracy. Doesn't mean that we're haters. Doesn't mean that we're wishing bad. We're just 3 guys expressing ourselves. And with that being said, we do appreciate each and every one of you that listen each and every day through the network. Don't forget that you can follow me on X at the Mike Prince Show. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. Hit that bell notification. That way, every time we release a new episode, you will be notified of the latest and the greatest that's been released. We have a 24-hour stream available on our website, at obnradio.com. Go in there and get some in-depth hitting conversations and interviews that you can't get anywhere else. And with all that being said, PV, let's get this win. Brothers, who you rooting for?
PVU.
There you go. Now, I am going to exit stage left on behalf of Ben, Jack, and myself, the radio guy. You guys be blessed, and we'll see you on the other side.